What is up, YouTube? So got y'all on the little rooftop spot. So this is where I come up when it's warm, come up here, do some work, whatever I gotta do. Right now, we're about to hit meal 2. It's a little late, starting the video a little late. It's like 11 something. I've basically been up all morning just kind of cleaning the house, eat my first meal. I was supposed to have a client this morning from like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. But she unfortunately ended up getting a flat tire. So then I was up at 5 a.m. with a lot to do, but not what I planned on doing. So, but yeah, right now, like I said, we got meal 2, which is food just got upped this weekend by Coach. But this meal just got upped from 8 ounces of ground beef to 9 ounces of ground beef. So we getting up there in the numbers, boys. So basically 9 ounces of ground beef, 93.7. Gotta have the lean with 10 ounces of sweet potato. This is probably my favorite meal. And what tops it off, this is a Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream, 0 calories, 0 sugar. A gem if you can find it. But yeah, just gonna chill up here, gonna do some work on the computer, eat my meals. We just came off of a deload week. So if you've ever been, if you're really into the gym and you've ever taken, a full week off, and it's kind of one of those things that, is your sanity throughout the day, that week hits. We went to the gym a few times, but I just was dead. I have been going, and I've been going extremely hard, harder than I've ever taken this bodybuilding shit so far, the last probably 4 months. And a week ago, on Saturday, I just hit a wall, and I was like, hey, Coach, I'm tapped. I don't have anything left. So I told him that, and he was like, yeah, let's take a deload, which is exactly what I expected. So yeah, we're just gonna smash this, and then we're gonna go pick up my girl from work. She'll be on lunch, and we will show you what she does on her lunch break on Mondays and Thursdays, which will be pinning my ass cheeks. Because, you know what, YouTube, I'll just tell you, I'm a bitch. I have a girlfriend to do it. She's done it to herself before. Not testosterone, but she had a birth control shot, I guess. So that's why I trust her. And for the most part, it's been good. I got my my blood work done natural, just to see where I was at, so I could have a baseline before I got on anything, because you must do that. You must make sure your health markers are already, good before you want to potentially destroy them even more. So we got those. I'll run over what I was naturally before. I'll also run you through, my programming and stuff like that. I wish I would have been doing this the past 4 months, showing my progression in my first ever cycle. But I'll throw up some pictures. I've put on, I'm up 70 pounds since my stage weight at this point, over, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. So yeah, a lot has changed in my physique. A lot of muscle has been added, and I'm dying to see what's under here. So I'm gonna finish smashing this food. We're gonna go get my doctor from work and get the pinning going. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, doctor's in, pin's loaded up, and I'm gonna get this over with. Her ass shots have been pretty good lately though, so we should be all right.
Ready? 1, 2.
Decent, not too bad.
No bleeding this time either.
It doesn't bleed sometimes. Pin done. She didn't do too bad. Didn't hurt terribly. You gotta rub it out a little bit, or else this shit just locks up. I've gotten one baseball-sized lump in here since I started doing this, and that was the worst week and a half of my life. So I gotta do that again on Thursdays, but that is pinning the glute. So I usually go glute, shoulder, just switch it up, so I don't get giant balls like that anymore. But yeah, get her back to work. So kind of a recap on where I've been. Back in October, we started with a new coach. His name is Matt Gozdecki. He's local here in Indy. Really good guy. Talked to him for a while, a couple months before starting with him. We had some conversations, and my biggest reason for getting a coach at that point, looking back, I now know there was a lot of other reasons, but in that time, my main reasoning was, I know I want to keep bodybuilding. I know I want to do this at a high level. Unfortunately, that takes getting on gear. It was something that when I kind of got into the sport, I knew about, and kind of just, you have conversations with yourself over the years, and it's a lot, but you have to, for people who would, I mean, quite literally, if you're going to start pushing drugs, at some point with things that you use, it could be giving your life to the sport. So, might sound stupid or irresponsible to some people, but again, it's a conversation you have with yourself, conversation for me personally I had to have with my girlfriend, because ultimately, you know, if she wasn't okay with it, there would be some discussions to have, some choices to be made. But that was my biggest reason. I wanted someone that I knew was knowledgeable, and that I trusted running my gear cycles. Someone that wasn't going to just shove drugs down my throat, someone that was going to know how to manipulate them. The biggest thing, and something that I'll go over with you here in a second, was someone who knows how to read blood work and tell me, hey, do we even have any business getting on gear? I do know that I had gotten my test levels ran prior to the blood work that I got done before hopping on this time, and my test levels were very, very low. So before my prep started in 2021, my testosterone levels were like 200 something, in the trash. So my libido was gone. It was pretty bad, and that was before prep. So that wasn't even because I was dieting. But yeah, so that's why I got the coach. One of the best decisions I've made. So I got with him. And I will throw his Instagram and stuff up if you guys want to check him out. But October we got with him. And when I got with him, I was sitting around, I think my first check-in was like 218 with him. And that was back in October. So we're in April now. So it's been about 6 months. Been a great 6 months, a very much needed 6 months of growth. I wish I'd have done it sooner, but I also am glad that I did it when I did, because you know, it's going to take everything I got this year to grow to a size of being capable on stage. We have hopped on gear. We have started doing personal training full time, trying to grow that business. Ultimately, I'm glad that I didn't compete this year. I did actually have some thought about competing this year, but after talking to my coach, I was kind of just like, hey, you know, do we have any business competing this year? And he was just like, you know, probably not. We'll see if, you know, the stars align, maybe. But at this point, seeing how much I've grown, I don't even want to compete this year. I do want to just bulk throughout this year and put on as much size as possible. So I did say, before I even got on, I was going to go through my blood panel from before, all my natural stuff, and kind of tell you where I was at and kind of describe what we were going to do with the gear. I would like to preface this. I'm not a doctor. Do not listen to anything that I'm saying and think you can go take gear. Like I said, I have a coach running all my stuff. And if you have any inkling of wanting to get on gear, I have two things to tell you. Number one, you better have competed already, have been eating like a true bodybuilder for a long time. For me, it's been over, you know, a year or two that I've been on a good diet. I did, you know, 6+ months of prep and didn't miss once. So, and then I've continued that into this year, especially since I got with Matt. My adherence to plan has been close to perfect. So you better be doing that. You better know you want to compete for the rest of your life, and you better have a coach running your cycle. This is not something I would ever do on my own. Not 18 years old like half these kids want to. Just stay away from it. I'm not going to tell anybody to take gear. I'm not trying to glorify it. I just want you guys to know the real, the inside of really what this, you know, bodybuilding thing is. So no, I do not think anybody should get on stuff. Again, I'm only taking testosterone, and my test levels were already super low. I would have had to take that in 5 years anyway. So it's not like I'm pumping myself full of tren or anything. That's the biggest thing, is people get wrapped up in SARMs and all these big drugs, and it's just, stop. You don't need that. I got a lot of blood work done, not as much as I'm gonna have done this next time because I am on gear now, but the things that we tested, natural levels. So yeah, it's been about 14 weeks that I've been on cycle, and we planned for 16 to 20. I think we're gonna stop around 16 and do another 16 to 20 week push after that. But my test that I got done in October, or in October prior to getting on gear, which I didn't even end up hopping on. I got all my stuff checked in October, and I didn't end up hopping on until the first of the year. So from October to January, I still was natural. I will say, before I even go through any of these, because I'm not going to go through every little one in detail, all of my markers were, and I'll show you. I'll try to throw a screenshot up of this stuff as well, but all of my markers were in the green. So everything was within normal range. The HDL and the LDL, so the cardiovascular health. And like I said, high density and low density lipoproteins. HDL, sometimes referred to as like good cholesterol. There's like good and bad cholesterol. It's not just how high or how low it is. So basically my HDL was 45, which is in the normal range. So basically over 40 is good, like in between 40 and 50. And he actually noted that when you're on gear, it can be 30 or higher is, healthy. Because I do want to point that out that, hey buddy, I do want to point out that, when you're taking gear, all of these levels that you're getting checked, they could be skewed, they could be, a little high, but that could be normal for being on gear, if that makes sense. Yeah, HDL just kind of absorbs the cholesterol, pushes it back to the liver. My LDL was 96, which is like under 100 is, good, 100 or less or whatever. So we're a little high, we're pushing that high end, but nothing really to be worried about. A lot of red meat can cause this. I eat a lot of red meat. The T3 and T4, like the thyroid hormones, T3 is an active, it's like linked to your metabolism. My T3 total was 94, which the range is 76 to 181, so we're good there. My T4 was 6.1 and the range is about 5 to 10.5, so we're good there. And my glucose was good. The one that everybody cares about, the only thing that anybody cares about, my natural testosterone totals was 365. So within a year, it went from 220 to 360, which 360 is still very, very low, especially for, I'm not saying like I was crazy big or anything like that, but I had a decent amount of muscle for the range being 250 to 820 to 830. That's a massive range, and I'm on the very, very low end of that. So yeah, that's kind of my little update. So yeah, we're running a small dose of tests. I'm not really going to go into, where I started and how much I'm taking weekly now, things like that. But I am only taking tests. I'm taking Arimidex for an AI just for side effects, which I have had none. We have put on, about 32 pounds. That was kind of my little spiel. I just wanted to update you guys. Like I said, we're going to go hit a fucking push day. It's my first day back in a long, long, long week off. I'm going to get this food made. This is Dexter and me signing off. Peace.
Achieve failure. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
Striated massiveness, driven by the white-hot desire to stand alone as the world's most massively developed human. Squeeze! Resist! Kill me! Do whatever you gotta do, use whatever muscle you gotta do to keep that going. I get this. Push me, more, run more! Give it, come on, more! Keep going, you're not down, almost last lap. This is the last lap, this is the last 50 yards, you gotta give. Do not fail, you cannot be a loser. Lose is nothing, you must not lose. You cannot leave the gym a loser. You might rather die than lose. Yeah, come on, more!